Hello, everyone. Can you hear me all right? Can I have 100s if you can hear me well? Okay, I can see you guys can hear me. Okay, I'm going to bring some people up. So for the Kaloscope account, I need to have Dozer as a co-host. If we can change him from speaker to co-host.
What's up, Calo Squad? What is
Hello,
up, Calo
hello.
Squad? Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks for everyone who's joining. If there's anybody from the Kaloscope team, please send me a request to speak. We're going to do introductions to the team, and then we're going to cover other exciting topics. So let's see who else is here. So for the Kaloscope account, can we have Dozer as a co-host?
Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Oh, man, the legend's in the house. Captain Kirk himself.
Welcome, Captain Kirk.
Our fearless leader, Captain Kirk.
Yes.
Dang, man,
Hey,
I see
guys.
some.
Morning.
What's up, Kirk?
I'm good, guys. How's everyone doing today?
We're doing good. Are we going to have Hello Kay join us as well?
I might have to ring him because I think it's really early in the morning right now. It's about 4 a.m. here in London.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's early.
What's up,
Yeah,
Pop?
if there's anybody else from the Kaloscope team, please send me a request to speak. And if you have any questions for the community, we're going to address them at the end of the AMA. So please save your questions and we're going to get to you pretty soon. Okay, let's see who else. Okay, please give us a couple of minutes while we have the people that we need to bring up. So, okay, I see Dozer as a co-host. That's good. Okay.
What's up, fam? What's up, Gutter Swan, Gary, Pop, Dan, Delargo? I see a lot of VeVe fam in here. VeVe fam that'll be a part of Calo Squad too. Augustus.
Yes.
Hi, Jiffy.
Yeah. Go ahead, Hera.
Oh no, I'm just saying hi to Jiffy. I haven't been on Spaces for a while.
Oh, that's right. Jiffy's in here. What's up, Jiffy? El Luis, el counselor. ¿Qué onda, compa?
Oh, Luis had a question. So, Luis, at the end, if you want, you can come up and ask your question. So I'm gonna let you know when. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I think, what do you say, Captain Kirk? Should we get started?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Case should be coming soon, so just go ahead, guys.
Okay. So thank you all for joining us. As you know, Dozer, Hello Kay, and Hera, which we know as Omi Goddess, we all joined the Kaloscope team as community managers. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves. We're going to start with Hera. Can you please talk a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My connection is a little bit bad, but I'm going to try my best. Okay, so hi, everyone. I am Hera, also known as Omi Goddess. Can you guys hear me good? Yes?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool, perfect.
Yep.
All right, thanks. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I haven't been on Spaces for a while. A little bit about my background, my life experience, and education. I have a law enforcement background, and I have a degree in criminal justice. I am also a military veteran, and I am amazed by Kirk's attention to detail regarding Kaloscope. That's one of the reasons why I joined this project. His vision is very ambitious and over the top, like next level. And that's why I'm super excited to be on board.
Thank you, Hera. And Doser, do you want to talk a little bit about yourself? We all know you, but please tell us a little bit about
You
yourself.
guys might have heard about me. I'm Dozer, your favorite comic book guru. New comic writer too now. But on top of that, I'll basically be like their version, Kaloscope's version of Reese. So the same love I give the fam on VeVe, I will be giving it to Kaloscope. And like I said, if you guys got any questions for us at the end, I will happily answer any Kaloscope questions or Dozer questions as well.
Yeah, so you'll know this is the way, right?
Exactly. This is the way of the Mandalore. Kirk's way, actually.
That's good. And so you know me as Crypto Baby. For Kaloscope, you will know me as Athena, and later you will know why. So there's pretty exciting reason why we have kind of gamer names. So so to a little bit about myself, I have an accounting and auditing background. For a government, I work for a government agency that I prefer not to mention the name, but it's a very respected agency. Same reason as Hera, I joined Kaloscope, the team, because it is very, we know how amazing, like passionate and such a well prepared team like VeVe is. I see the same things in Kaloscope, and you will get to know the team a little bit. I will talk about them. So it's like finding a similar project, but 2-3 years before, like VeVe. So really exciting stuff. So now that we introduced the community managers, Hello K will join us later. So I want to go ahead and talk about the co-founders and some other team members from Kaloscope. So I'll start with Kirk Allen, the Chief Executive Officer. So Kirk, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, good evening. You can hear me okay? Can I get a
Yes.
100 on the chat just to check?
Yeah, Kirk, man, you sound great, man. Your voice
We're
good as
good.
always, man.
Awesome, guys, awesome. So just a bit of background about me. I'm a British Filipino. So my mom's Filipino, my dad's British. I grew up in the Philippines most of my life, and the other half of my life I spent it here in London. So I studied law and business in South London, and around that time, just before I went to university, that's where I met Hello K. So Hello K and I know each other for almost 9 to 10 years now. So I met him actually through clubbing. So back in the day, you guys probably don't know that Kay was doing a lot of breakdancing. So we were just hopping around the clubs every other night before I even joined university. So it was quite fun. But he sort of seen my journey as an entrepreneur as I started early days before university, and just to explore the idea of what if you can build something that can last and something that you can pass on. And it's really the experience through that last 9 to 10 years of building myself as an entrepreneur and gathering teams and building teams. That's where uh, the experience comes from. So as for this, I was also part of the hemp and cannabis industry. I was involved in sustainability for a number of years. For people who don't know about hemp, it's probably one of the world's most sustainable crops. You can use it for paper, plastic, food, construction, clothing, even for batteries to power up devices, which is crazy. All plant-based materials. And over the last 5 years, I've worked with some of the top industry leaders. I've also helped sort of institutions prevent uh, hemp or cannabis from totally being banned on the shelves of Europe. So I kind of understand this sort of underlying perspective that the world is changing and the world needs some sort of a perspective of a sustainable background. But what is the means to change? And that's really where the beginning of um, you know you'll understand as we go later down the line with the talk. But that's just a bit about me.
Well, thank you for sharing, Kirk. And just so you know, Kirk has more than 11 years of experience. His business is very successful. It's a global business, so that's really good. And the team, we also have a chief operating officer, a COO. His name is Ali Acha. I pinned to the space the medium for Kaloscope, so you can get in detail uh, who is in the team and their experience. But I'm gonna go through it very summarized. So basically, the COO, he has more than 20 years of experience in the corporate health and wellness sector. He was also a former CEO for an Australian stock listed company, so he has a lot of experience in industries related to technology, real estate, and as I mentioned before, health and wellness. So we also have a chief technology officer, CTO. His name is Christian Chalfon. So he has a strong understanding of everything related to blockchain and cryptocurrency. So that means, yes, Kaloscope is going to have its own coin. We're going to talk about it. So stick with us so you can know more about that. When is it going to be? So Christian, he runs a consultancy called Colossal Bit, which support businesses transitioning into blockchain, integrating cryptocurrency-based solutions, and NFTs. So our CTO is really well prepared. We also have a head of digital currency. His name is Daniel Kim. He has a long track record of supporting businesses with launching tokens and raising capital via IDOs, initial DEX offerings. So we also have a head of support. His name is Ryan Lee. Ryan and Kirk have worked together for the past 5 years in Kirk's business. So Ryan is also in charge of supporting new investors and partners that want to work with Kaloscope. And we have great partners that we cannot talk about, but we have great partners with Kaloscope. We're going to hear some of them today. So we also have a head of partnership. His name is Terry Tevarla. He has a master's degree in creative industries and creative economy. So Terry worked in the entertainment industry. He hosts events for famous artists like Rihanna, Jason Derulo, Tyga, and celebrities like Logan Paul. So Terry will bring like a global entertainment network to create exciting collaborations with Kaloscope. So watch out for that. So, in summary, as you can see, Kaloscope has a well rounded team um, with a lot of experience from the business side, the crypto side, and even the entertainment side. So, I'm very excited how you guys will see how everything will come together with Kaloscope. So, Doser, do you want to take it away to our next
Absolutely.
topic?
Yeah, great job. Freaking this project is badass. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I wish I could say, but I signed an NDA, so I can't say anything. Kay can't say anything. I mean, it is such an ambitious project. So Kirk, it's kind of funny how I met Kirk. When I was starting as a YouTuber, I mean, I probably had like 300 subscribers, and I get a message from Kirk, who was a fan of my channel, and he's like, "Hey man, can I phone call you?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, man. I mean, like that'll be cool. I mean, we'll probably just chat comics." So he calls me, starts telling me about his project, if I'm interested. And yeah, absolutely, I'm interested. I'm like, we'll set up an interview with your team. And Kirk just flat out tells me, no, this was your interview. You're on my team. And I'm like, wow, okay. So ever since then, man, me and him became really good friends, and I've been seeing more and more of the project. He is like a genius. He's like another Dave Yu. He's like a Willy Wonka of NFTs. So that's why I'm gonna ask him, Kirk, tell them what is Kaloscope. I mean, the same way you told me, please tell these people what Kaloscope is.
Wow, like Willy Wonka. Wow. Well, I'm not really Willy Wonka, but you know, well, let's see what we can do. But we've been trickling down some bits of information over time because we didn't want to describe too much about it. But before I move on to this bit, it is important to note that we are also working with Hello K. So for he's not here at the moment, but he's probably just about to wake up. So Kay has been a massive help for me, especially getting some feedback about Kaloscope and where the niche market to enter, because he was the one who actually introduced me to VeVe, which I'll tie up to how it started. And so we have a team working in Ukraine that is building majority of our big tech app sides, and we have our AR VR team based in Spain. We'll mention these groups as we go along later down the line, as we get closer to the token launch. And you'll see that the background of some of these organizations that are backing us, all of these, every team member that was on this team was sort of chosen in balance, not just because of their skill set, but because of the culture that you bring into the business. And this is what I learned as you start a company. It's not just about the experience, it's about how the synergy works together with each individual person that can contribute. So each one is sort of like a master known craft and a master known space. And they're also in the right timing of their careers as well. So just going back a little bit in time, the real journey began really with the pandemic started. So when the pandemic started around March last year, I was still working on my hemp company together with Ryan. We literally had like 200 to 300 pounds, which is about $500 left inside our bank account, you know, and we had nothing left. We literally were in a small room in a small corner in the house because the issue was we had some deals lined up for gyms, and then suddenly all the gyms were closed because we were selling hemp protein back in the day last year. And when everything closed off, then business sort of like went topsided. The next thing we did was, okay, we need to come up with a way to survive from this. And I came up with this concept that most of the face masks that are existing in the market today was made from plastic. So I said, why can't we make it from hemp? So a week later, came up with a design, got some people to produce it in Nepal using sustainable material and using vegetable dye to color a face mask. And we came up with the world's first hemp face mask, sometime around March. And we started distributing them globally. Just posted it on my Facebook and Instagram, Twitter. It just blew up. And eventually we started doing some projects in the medical field as well. So we had some connections. We distributed some face masks and other PPE equipments to other groups, organizations, and that's really how it sort of kicked off. So we made some big money on sometime during the pandemic, but at the same time helping a lot of people when we needed it as well. So it was a great opportunity and a great learning curve working globally. So, and then what happened next was I didn't want to go and stay in London because the lockdown was horrible. If you guys understand like the lockdown, I'm pretty sure everyone can understand that. And we then moved off to Spain because it was much cheaper to live there in London. And we wanted to then help see if we can grow our hemp business even further, even globally. Um, and then what happened next? Brexit happened. So we couldn't stay in Europe because of Brexit. And we got kicked off once again, and we went all the way to Dubai. Now, Dubai has a very strict law when it comes to hemp and cannabis. So that's really cutting off the business side and really so we had to then expand mostly on commodity tradings and supplying other companies. So that's what we still do at the moment. Instead of selling direct to retail products. And around that, so around March this year, Kay wanted to, my business partner Ryan wanted to learn more about crypto. And I asked Ryan, why don't you link up with, one of my friend Kay? He's, into this crypto trading thing, and it looks like he's doing a class. And I said, Ryan, why don't you go and learn from him? And through this sort of group, I think the one of the champ, I think you have Dan and you guys know him as Dan and probably Kay. Both of them were coming up with a small group to teach people how to trade in crypto. Now, I wasn't involved with it. I was still mostly focused on the hemp side. And then I see Ryan started playing with this app called VeVe. Like, well, what is this? So what is this then? Okay, cool. So he showed me this drop that's about to happen, and which we all know in the VeVe community. So you guys in the VeVe community, that's how so how it started. And I said, oh my gosh, it's like the DeLorean from the Back to the Future. So I bought this thing. I said, oh, Kirk, he told me, Kirk, just put in a little bit of money, buy this digital car because it's an NFT. And I asked him, okay, cool, okay, I just buy it. I kept clicking the button for half an hour, kept clicking the button for almost half an hour, and I managed to get one. And then I said, oh wow, that is so cool. I managed to get my first DeLorean car NFT. And I then started watching this YouTubers getting upset, saying, how come they didn't get one? And then I was laughing at a majority of you guys were laughing that Kay managed to have 5 DeLoreans at that time. So that was really the start of it. And, the next thing I checked was since the marketplace wasn't open when the DeLorean was released, I checked the marketplace, and then uh, yeah, in eBay, I checked eBay, and for some reason, this $100 DeLorean went up to like being traded around $1,000. So from $100 investment to like almost like 10x return in about what, in less than 2 hours, 3 hours, it was crazy and silly. So I started. That's really when the peak of interest of NFTs started. So, over the last few months in that journey, I started looking for answers, like speaking with some top industry leaders, and we found out that one of the biggest crypto events happening in Dubai one of the biggest crypto events is happening in Dubai. And a lot of these like head uh, head of or CEOs and number of projects are going to be there. I said, okay, cool, let's go. I had an initial concept and understanding of NFTs, and I've been seeing other people buy NFTs, purchase NFTs, and I tried to purchase a number of NFTs myself in OpenSea outside of VeVe. And one thing I realized is I wanted to again show my NFTs to some of my friends, and they don't understand why I pay almost you know X amount of dollars just for a picture. Like, why would you pay so much for a picture? And it was quite difficult to show them like to showcase this, and that's really when it sparked the idea. Like, what if there was a way for you to showcase um, this NFT? So not just like in VeVe, but maybe what if you can create a home for it, a place where you can keep it. So most NFT projects today is you create an NFT, you sell it into the market, and then it's either stuck in the place where you purchase it from, or or you can only view it on OpenSea. So that's one of the two places that it seems that the most popular way to use case it. And I started playing with this concept of spaces. So I've asked a few designers to produce me some basic things. We had early designs of, let's say, imagine the Toy Story room or Andy's room, and I bought this Andy's room sort of 3D space, and I started projecting it in AR. Then I realized, like, what if you can own Andy's room, and you can store these digital collectibles or digital assets in this room, but not just like the room is an NFT, and then you can then store NFTs within that NFT. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe there's something here. Then told Kay about it. Kay still didn't believe me. So I said, look, I still needed to have a deeper dive on the idea and the concept about it. So we went to the expo, and I said, we need to have a CTO in the company. I need somebody who can tell me if this concept is a viable idea. And we went through the expo. I spoke to hundreds and hundreds of people in the expo. A lot of the time in the crypto industry, you probably hear that 95% of them are just talking crap. And 5% of them are interesting, but they're a little too ahead. So I was about to give up on the third day of the expo. I think it was like going for 3 days, and I saw this sort of group, this NFT group called Fanadice. I went up to them, asked them some questions about like some NFTs for influencers because I have a friend named Cherry who might be interested to work together. And at the same time, that's where I met Christian, my CTO. And I was telling him this concept that we have these digital spaces that I'm testing out. And I showed him this app called VeVe. And I said, you know VeVe. It's like I showed him VeVe and he showed me VeVe. And then we started geeking out about VeVe. It's like I showed him his collection. He showed me his collection, my collection. And that's when we started like getting connected. And that's how I met my CTO a couple of months ago. And through that, we started developing concepts and ideas. And eventually, Kaloscope evolved from just this sort of digital space into an idea where it's almost like a platform where you can project your NFTs in 3D AR, VR experiences and have this sort of social media type of experience into it, almost like a social media metaverse. Like instead of, let's say, going into someone's Facebook page and reading about it, taking, the way we do the internet right now is like a 2D format, isn't it? You read a picture, you scroll down, you see some words. That's pretty much the internet today. And then we started seeing that wait a second, this could be like a concept of the metaverse. Like instead of going inside, you can actually enter someone's profile, you can see their collection, you can make people's offers, but you can do this AR, VR, XR experience through your phone. Like you don't need to have a headset because sometimes, it's, not everybody has a headset. And I kept asking the question all the time with all these NFT projects was, you keep creating these NFTs, but where can you keep it? Where can you store it? And, it was a simple question. And, the experience that is available at the moment was not as great. So, then, that's really when we started drawing, writing down on paper, like, writing down some concepts. And, not just that, we need to build a demo. Like, this is how we can get investment. We need to build a demo and to showcase the use case of this, this idea. And what happened next was I took a flight to. I spent like a couple of weeks searching for the right partner, and I realized that this sort of social media experience, this 3D model where you can walk around people's rooms and store and interact with NFTs. This reminds me of all these simple role-playing games that we all play as a kid. And if you guys know, a bunch of role-playing games, you can interact with your friends, you can go see them in their virtual, secret bases, or whichever, so I needed some sort of a gaming company or somebody that can help create the first demo. And after spending hours and days to find the right partners, I found the right partners, and they're based in Ukraine. And then I get a message from one of my good friends. His name's Ali, Ali Acha. He'll come on and tell you the story afterwards, but he tells me, Kirk, the best engineers are in Ukraine. Come and visit us. So he's actually based in Spain, but he went to Ukraine for a friend's holiday. So I went, packed up my stuff on my birthday, went to Ukraine, and when I got to Ukraine, Ali, my chief of operations, he disappeared for about a month. A month later, I was a bit lost because I didn't know where he was. And a month later, I get a message on Instagram saying he got kidnapped in Ukraine, which he'll tell you the story. He'll tell you the story in itself, but there's a lot of stuff that happened in between to get through this journey. And yeah, and that's really how we created the demo for Kaloscope and started designing everything, testing everything. There's a lot more to showcase, which if there's any diamond pass holders there in our space right now, you guys will be invited to a special little demo stuff, which I guess Hera will announce at the end. So, so especially for a special guest as well, you guys will get to see a bit of the demo. which we'll explain more into detail. But it's really the idea of a social media experience. Like what if you can, you're able to have that VR experience on your hand, like the metaverse in your pocket. And that was really the simplest way I could put it.
That
Yeah,
was
thanks for that, Kirk.
amazing.
Hey, Kirk. Hey, so check this out. So I mean, when Kirk, you guys are hearing him, everything he's talking about. That's how he showed me what he was working on. So me being me, when he showed me that the entire showroom is an NFT, I was completely blown away because I'm like, hold up. I'm like, so I own all my OpenSea NFTs, and then this showroom that I'm also gonna own is also an NFT. What it's like having a vault, but that vault is limited to like 100 pieces. I mean, that's a complete flex, being able to show not just your, your secret rare comics and your baller NFTs on OpenSea, but now the showroom itself is another flex piece on its own. So when he told me that, I was like, holy shit, man. I'm like, you could own. I'm like, I mean, the possibilities are endless. You could own like a, like a soccer team showroom, a Batcave, Andy's room, a Star Wars room. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and I mean, we're barely getting started. I mean, Kirk's been showing me the different type of showrooms they're already developing, and I mean, it's insane. I mean, because just think about it. I mean, NFTs we're still early. I mean, VeVe's probably the most mainstream one, but I mean, a lot of people collect OpenSea NFTs, like the one comic book writing is an OpenSea NFT, Warriors of Aradina. That's a good example of one. You got Galaxy Fight Club, you got Bored Apes, CryptoPunks, but there's a lot of NFTs being collected by very rich people like Gary Vee on OpenSea, but there's nowhere to display them. I mean, imagine having just an insane um, Bored Ape and you have no super cool showroom to display it in. And at the same time, I mean, we live in a world now where people play Oculus. I mean, shoot, I know back last year when I had COVID, I bought an Oculus, and that's what opened my eyes about being able to come in to these showrooms and watching everything in VR. So I mean, we're gonna get to the point where we'll be able to do that on our phone. You'll be able to enter your showroom through the portals that Kaloscope's gonna give you, and you'll be able to see your buddy through their skin, and they'll see you with your skin, and you guys will be able to walk around each other's showroom through the telephone because we do everything on our phone. I mean, we're always out and about. I mean, I look at all my NFTs on my phone. I look at my VeVe count on my phone. And now I look at my digital comics on my phone. We look at eBay on our phone. I mean, the days of doing everything from your computer and from your house and from a video game system at your home are kind of going away. I mean, we're so busy today, and we do almost everything on our phone. I mean, like even here in my house, everybody in your guys' home, we're all doing everything here, Twitter on our phone. I mean, that's just the reality of it. It's the next stage. This is the metaverse. What Kirk's trying to do is he wants to create the metaverse that looks like the metaverse we all think of when we saw Ready Player One, where you're actually seeing like I'm not just seeing you guys. I would be seeing you guys inside my showroom right now, and I'd be seeing you guys with your own skin that gives you your own personality. Like, I mean, you guys would be shocked that I'd be wearing a Mandalorian helmet in the metaverse. I mean, that shouldn't surprise anybody here. But Kirk, I mean, tell us what's your vision for Kaloscope? Like, tell them about these portals. How each showroom is a portal, and how they'll be able to own different portals that you can enter through your phone to show off your NFTs.
Yeah, well, one thing you guys will probably find out is sometimes I just hate walking really, really long distances because over the course of my journey as an entrepreneur traveling the world, like sometimes I have to walk for 2 hours just because there's no transportations. So I hated this. And I was saying like, even in games sometimes when you have like video games and you have to walk and walk and walk like like almost like a San Andreas type thing, like and you don't have a car to go and travel from one end and to another. I said like, look, we're in the metaverse, we're in a virtual world. What if you can just literally pop into, one area to another area? And that's really where it's like, we need to have some portals. We need to, a portal should open up. And I walk through this portal, and it's really it's that transition between, from the starting in the mid phase and and where you're ending up to. It's like a wormhole experience that you can go into other people's showrooms. And the more I realize that you can customize these wormholes or portals as well, that maybe it could be a galaxy theme, maybe you're going through an aquarium, maybe you could be uh, you know for me, I love Pokemon. Like, what if you can as I'm passing by the portal, I don't know, like a giant Charizard just flies by or something like that. We don't know. Like, the idea really is the experience to connect from one person's space to another person's space. It's a digital space that's exclusive to you. There will be default spaces that you can utilize for free, but some people wants to have this sort of exclusivity. Some people wants to have this either one of one, and then customize it to however they like. And maybe at some point, like the same way you want to sell your property, you can sell, a digital one. And I mean, this is just a phase. We saw Kaloscope as a way to, somehow educate the masses on, like, just a small glimpse of what a metaverse could be. Now, like I was telling my mom this and my dad this, the last few days, like instead of typing on Google to search for something, what if you can actually walk into this virtual metaverse through your phone and you can actually talk to Google? What if you can, just instead of like going into, let's say, a virtual shop like your Louis Vuitton store, like instead of going to www.louisvuitton.com or Nike or whatever, instead of walking into Nike, you can enter the virtual space that maybe Nike would own, and maybe you can then purchase stuff inside that digital space. So there's the possibilities of what we can do could be endless. But a lot of these concepts that we're working on, we have some early phase developments that we will push on and roll on as we go along. But yeah, it's really the ability to jump from one space to another space. Coming up with, imagine like a web of, I call it the multi metaverse. Like, these portals connecting to different spaces. And maybe one day you can map out, which we'll talk about features afterwards. You can map out, the links that you have, and the links create spaces, and spaces creates, a map. There's a lot we can do step by step, but that's I'll go on after a bit. But yeah.
Yeah, totally, Kirk. I mean, that's perfect. Because the next question I was going to ask you is, I wanted you to tell them about the different app features, which is really cool. I mean, the way, oh, look at that, we got a legend in the house, the famous, legendary breakdancer and YouTuber Hello K, my hero.
Hey, K.
What's up, K?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Pretty good, man. What's up, man? We were all the whole look. All these people here, they're here for you, man. They're all waiting for you, man.
I think they would probably leave if that was the case.
Yeah, I said breakdancer because Kirk was cool enough to tell him that story, man, which I didn't know too. I mean, when I heard that story, I loved it.
Oh yeah, that was a few lifetimes ago.
You still got skills, man. I know you do.
Yeah, I mean it's like a kind of casual hobby now. So just kind of do it to keep fit.
But yeah, you guys know Kay, you guys know me. I mean, when Kirk showed us his project in these showrooms that are NFTs in their own right, I mean, I was blown away. Kay was blown away, and that's why we're here now. I mean, when Kirk was showing me the Toy Story Andy's room that he was talking about, I was blown away. I'm like, dude, I want that. He's like, yeah, we're not there yet. So I'm gonna let Kay take over. Kay, go ahead and tell them about yourself, man.
Yeah, Kay, could you tell us about yourself and tell us also your experience in the Dubai Expo?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, most people kind of know my background anyway. Like, I'm a software dev by trade. I guess I've known Kirk for like probably 8 years, quite a long time. We met at university. We didn't go to the same uni, but we kind of like met during that time period. And then Kirk kind of just asked if I was interested in doing like a project together. At the time I was like, oh, okay, it just sounds like a side project kind of thing, but I didn't realize just how big it was. And then, he like told me like some of the other people that were joining, and then, then he told me like, some of the partnerships he kind of like was in like discussion with. Some of those, like we may see in the future, who knows? But when he mentioned that and he mentioned like certain names, then I was like, oh, okay, this is quite big. And then from there, he's like, oh, like my family, like, so they also want to like kind of get involved as well. And then it just kind of like snowballed from there. So in terms of like the Dubai Expo, so basically for those who aren't aware, so there was like a big cryptocurrency expo. It's called Cryptocurrency Expo Dubai. There was that was about a month ago, and basically there were quite a lot of other projects. I think there were like 60 or so other projects. And basically we were there, so we basically had like our own stand, and we showcased there. We showed the product off, and it was a really fun experience, because it gave us a chance to not just show our project to potential investors, like normal people, but also to like other projects as well and see what they thought. Like so for example, whilst we were showcasing, there was a woman who came up to us, and then Kirk was kind of demoing the sort of AR feature, and then she was like, "Oh wow, that reminds me of a project we work with called Ecomi." And then we were like, "Oh, you guys work with a project called Ecomi?" And then she's like, "Yeah, yeah." And she's like, "Oh, have you heard of it?" And we're like, "Yes, we have." And then it was quite a funny coincidence that the strategic advisor for Ecomi was also there, but he has his own company, so we got to meet him as well. Found out he kind of lives and works in London as well, which is cool. So we basically got to announce our first partnership, which is with the World Economic Forum. So we're basically working in collaboration with them, as well as some other companies, or kind of companies and organizations, all kind of with the aim of contributing towards the Great Green Wall of Africa, which is the world's largest carbon capture project. So basically, we got to show the first kind of drop as well, which is going to be the Great NFTs, which you guys have probably already heard about. And Kirk basically got to go on stage in his fancy suit and showcase that. And we basically after that kind of won an award as well. It was like what was it? It was like best NFT consulting and development company at the expo, which was pretty cool as well. We didn't even expect to like win an award. We just kind of like went in there to just show off Kaloscope really. And then we basically kind of spent the last few days following the expo, just kind of discussing what's next. And that was the story. I'm kind of moving forward, so I'm going to be continuing to help Kirk on Kaloscope, kind of as their head of communications. So I'll be kind of like the, I guess, one of the more public-facing people, whilst also kind of helping on the development side as well, just in terms of like advisory. So I'm kind of like liaising between the people who are kind of developing the smart contract and blockchain side as well. So kind of doing a bit of everything. But that's pretty much the full story. Any other questions, follow-ups?
No, thanks for that, Kay.
That was amazing that Kaloscope had their first presentation and they immediately won an award. You said, Kay, that there was over 60 companies doing their presentations as well?
Yeah, I mean, just for like full transparency, like some of the projects were quite like, they were like meme level projects, right? Like Elongate was there, but there were also a lot of very like high standard level projects as well. Like, the strategic advisor for ecomi, his name is Venkatesh. His company is called Spaces. Like that's basically what it is. It's a debit card that you can use for like crypto payments, and it reminds me a lot of like for those who like kind of read about ecomi one back in the day. Like it reminded me of like that. Um, so yeah, it's like there was a mix of projects. It wasn't like like low level
Yeah,
projects. Like it was, yeah.
yeah, and
Hey,
we
go
talk
ahead, Athena.
we talk a little bit about the app. Kirk talk a little bit how it's gonna be. Kate, do you want to talk about the token hashtag when?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. So
Yeah. So on the token side, basically the initial kind of timeline we gave was Q1 of next year. I believe that obviously it's very difficult to give like a specific month and day for this kind of thing. So Q1 is kind of the target. Obviously, there is a possibility. We could see whitelisting happen. Earlier than that. So the idea is we are going to be whitelisting people. Obviously, we're going to be letting our own kind of internal community know first. And we are going to be kind of prioritizing our pass holders, which is partly why we kind of only really advertise the pass thing kind of like within this community, because we're familiar with this community. We want to reward this community because they supported us quite early on. So whitelisting, we'll have our pre-sale, which will probably be in, I believe, a couple of sales. So we kind of want to, ensure that our early followers kind of get in with the first pre-sale anyway. Now, token-wise, again, utility and uses aren't 100%, locked in yet. That's going to be revealed in the final version of the roadmap. So what you guys are hearing is kind of like, what's even before being finalized in the roadmap. So, it's quite exciting. But basically, the token itself, as Benny would kind of guess, will be used within the app. So first off, the utility-wise, simple enough is the token itself will be used to purchase purchase the NFTs within the app. So that's a fairly straightforward mechanic. We want users to be able to essentially buy into the pre-sale, and before a public kind of exchange listing or any of that available, we do want users to also be able to exchange tokens they hold for NFT straight away for our first drop. In terms of within the app, and obviously there will be a tokenomics link to that as well. We can't confirm, exact level of burn, whether 100% of the tokens are burned for that you spend on those NFTs or 50%, and what do we do with the other 50%? Because obviously that does go into kind of our system of rewarding certain users. So the app itself, for those who kind of aren't aware, I think it might have been discussed earlier. It kind of essentially allows the user to connect their private wallet and project the NFTs within the wallet. But at the same time, because each wallet is unique, a user can also get involved in a certain gamification aspect. Now, I can't speak too much on like how that works in terms of like what kind of gamification is available, but there will be a link to that, and rewarding users who do certain activities. And how we reward them may be a small percentage of the tokens. we burn most of them, the ones that are used to purchase the NFTs, and a small amount get redistributed. We haven't finalized that tokenomic yet, but we do want to kind of reward users who do certain activities. Now, the token is now actually, in terms of the NFTs, we do want to also allow users to craft certain items in the app. So essentially, part of the gamification side, we want users to be able to kind of hunt or basically forage for digital. Let's say digital material. Okay. So you could find a certain amount of I don't know. Let's say digital wood. How you get that, we'll probably have to reveal later on. But if you have a certain amount of digital wood and a certain amount of tokens, a small amount of tokens, obviously we're going to be fair. You can use that, so the tokens and the digital wood, to craft a frame or a shelf or a pedestal out of that wood, and burning some tokens. So it's a very similar mechanic to most NFT games out there that use a token and some kind of other item. So anyone who's played Axie Infinity, you'd know that you require 2 parent axes, and you require some AXS tokens and SLP tokens. So you require some crypto and some of the NFTs to breed a new NFT. In this case, you require some of the digital raw material and some of our tokens to create an NFT version of a frame, which you can put your NFTs in, a shelf or a pedestal, anything that can be used to display in your showroom. You can basically craft, or we are looking to allow users to kind of sell. And because it's an NFT, yes, we could have our own marketplace, but because the whole project we are looking to build on Ethereum /Immutable X, it will be open on OpenSea. So, we're following the same kind of smart contract standards as well. So that allows us to sell on OpenSea. So, there shouldn't be an issue for a user to pretty much, be crafting these NFTs and then reselling them, via OpenSea as well. Again, we will have to confirm whether the timelines on an internal marketplace as well as an open marketplace such as OpenSea. But yeah, basically we want users to kind of be as creative as possible. So introduce this concept of sort of a digital economy within the app. But yeah, there will obviously be the digital showrooms as well. Those are also NFTs, so you have the option to sell your showroom on the marketplace. We're also going to have like kind of custom portals. So you might have seen, in the demo, there's like this little kind of a circle placeholder that you walk through to get into your showroom. You will have like various different types of portals. So you could have like if you imagine like a black hole that pops up, so a black kind of space themed portal. You could have, maybe like a kind of a wheel of fire, and then you could walk in to it, and maybe a kind of whirlpool, like a water themed whirlpool. You can walk into that. So various different portals, and those are also NFTs. So you can actually trade and sell your portals as well. So essentially, quite a lot of the aspect is NFT'd, just to allow users to have true ownership over everything within the app that can be customized. So yeah, that's pretty much like a early summary of the token. Some of the token utility. Again, we are looking to bake in utility in other aspects as well. We spoke quite early on the app about staking of your metadata, as well as staking NFTs. So the token utility could tie into that. But again, we are trying to be quite careful. It's part of the way. It's part of the reason why we are going to allow users to purchase the NFT using the token prior to a full scale rollout of the app, just because we want to operate compliantly the full way. There's a kind of a fine line between fundraising for a project and just how much of that project is you can develop with the fundraising. If you've got none of the project developed whilst you're fundraising, that can cause the token to be classified as security. So we want to avoid these kind of scenarios. So that's partly why we want to have like somewhat of a platform available for users to use the tokens on straight away. So I think that kind of covers most of what we can talk about right now.
No, thanks for that, Kay. Yes, I mean, when they told me Kay was on the project, I was immediately drawn to it. I mean, obviously, me and Kay. I mean, I was like honored when Kirk told me that. He's like, "Hey, I picked two YouTubers, you and Kay." And at this time, Kay's still like legend. But I mean, I was barely starting, and he's like, "Well, I'm picking you and Kay because you guys are so different, and you guys cover so many different fields." Because I mean, if you hear Kay talk, the guy knows what he's talking about when he talks about crypto, when he talks about tokenomics, and just the engineering aspect about it. And obviously, Kirk brought me on board because I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the collectibles side of it. Being a collector, being an actual master collector, like taking care of your items, taking care of your products, like the knowledge behind these things. Because at the same time, every single space that we have here, every single room, it's gonna have a story behind it. I mean, it's gonna there's something about that collectible. And like Kay said, when you buy the NFT, because obviously, let's say I own NFTs in a MetaMask, I'll connect the Kaloscope with my MetaMask, and that's how you'll be able to look at your NFTs inside your showroom. But at the same time, anything else inside the showroom, let's say I have a medieval type showroom, right? Like a Dungeons and Dragons or Warcraft, something along that line, and I put NFTs that resemble that type of environment. But at the same time, the fireplace, the beds, the chairs in it, everything you craft inside will be an NFT in itself, and that's what Kay was explaining as well, which is cool because the showroom itself. I mean, there's going to be showrooms that are going to be secret rares. They're going to be limited. So that's why I wanted to add on to that, to actually paint that picture that not just the showroom's an NFT, everything inside of it is an NFT, which will let you display your OpenSea NFTs. And if you look at OpenSea, I mean, they got projects of almost anything. So the possibilities are endless. Like for example, Galaxy Fight Club. If you guys have heard of that one, it's like a sci-fi based one. The mechas, those are sci-fi based. Warriors of Aberdina, other ones like those are like medieval based, Dungeons and Dragons based. They have almost anything you can think of. So I'm gonna bring Kirk up again. Kirk, I want you to talk to them about the NFTs. I mean, because this is huge. I mean, you guys obviously can't say anything, but you guys have huge partnerships with the Green Wall of Africa. I mean, that's such a big project that's going to be not just life changing in the NFT space, but in the real world. So I want you to explain to the crowd about that.
Sure. And thanks, guys, for explaining the project. You guys are, actual gem. I like just to add on to Kay and everybody else. Each one of the persons in the team, have contributed their own way of, their own craft. I mean, when I spoke to Dozer the first time, it was, his pop culture knowledge was just, amazing. And then he's a total opposite of Kay, which is more technical. And I said, like, you need a bit of balance of both, because somebody who's a sophisticated investor needs to understand where they're putting their money to, and somebody who is in the pop culture will understand the purpose of actually holding, collecting, because as a collector myself, because I love Pokemon. Like when I saw Alfred Kondo as part of VeVe, it was like, wow. I feel like it's a dream come true just to be slightly connected to this. And it's just the ability to keep your NFTs into the spaces, and not be able to just buy it and then flip it tomorrow. Like that, like you buy it and you flip it an hour later. It's really the idea of you buy it and then you can sort of groom it into however space you want, because a space, to some extent, you can almost tell about a person by entering their digital space. you know like sometimes you can tell people's personalities just by walking into a virtual room, because it's almost like an internal type of thing. It's a personality type of thing, and you need something exclusive to you. And that's what I've seen, not just in VeVe, but also in other projects. People want to collect certain things, but also some people want to sell certain things in order to flip to get to where they want to. But at the end of the day, it's like, NFTs need a home. And going back to my background in the hemp and sustainability field, one thing I understand about these projects about sustainability, you know, I don't know if can people on chat maybe just give me an emoji if you agree that these projects, sometimes you put in some money but you don't know where it's going to, right? You go into a green cause, you then like, even if it comes with a big name, there's not much traceability to it. And on top of that as well, you don't feel attached to it because I'm just throwing money at it, right? And then we had this. So one of the projects that was working on this was actually a project that was way back, set up by my father and my grandmother, and also my uncle, almost 10 to 15 years ago. It started off with this project called the Shea. I don't know if you guys know what Shea is, but a Shea is a type of material that is grown from a shea tree. Shea tree takes, I think, about 30 to 40 years to fruit, and after that, it lasts for thousands of years. And when these trees fruit, they have like, they come into this like giant nut. It looks like a cacao. And these women in villages, they take this nut, they crack it open, and what they do is they cut down the trees in Africa to use as fuel because they have no renewable energy. They then melt down the that shea, and that shea is then turned into some sort of a cream, some sort of buttery feeling. And that cream is then utilized for other types of products, similar to like cosmetics, for for cosmetics, creams, your shower gels, your shampoos, and I think the most popular use for it is chocolate. And majority of the chocolate industry utilizes shea, because if you hold a piece of chocolate actually in your hand, the boiling point of chocolate is very, very, very low. So the moment you put chocolate in your hand, it just melts. So shea is that sort of fatty acid that retains the structure of the chocolate. And then a lot of products that utilize shea is there. But you see, like, by creating this product we all enjoy every single day, you don't realize it, but then it's just cutting down trees and in other aspects in all the way in Africa. And it's not very transparent. So about 10 to 15 years ago, this was the idea of to create a true value chain, wherein you can create like a sustainable reserve for these trees. So they created like these seedlings, these saplings. They've grown them for about let's say these little seeds. What you do is you put them in a little pot, you water them almost every single day, you take care of them, you put them in a small nursery, and after like once it hits, let's say, a year to 5 years old, these they turn into like these saplings, which you can then drill on the ground, put on the ground, and then a number of things. So you know, that was the main project of the idea of this green wall, because while we're utilizing these products like shea, and there's not just shea, there's other products we utilize from Africa. You're cutting the local community is cutting down trees almost every single day from that side. And when I heard about this project from my uncle, and he was telling me, Kirk, so I have this big project in sustainability. how can I get your generation to contribute to this, this cause? How can we get them involved? And then I started telling him about this idea of collectibles and NFTs. Like, what if you can, somehow tie up your contribution into some sort of like a digital collectible? And that's when we started thinking about like, what if we can call it NF trees? So I told it as a joke, and then he took it seriously, and then he said like, okay, let me run with this. Let me talk to the World Economic Forum. Went out to talk to him, and then they loved it. And that's sort of like how it happened. And then we were just it was just a slight idea. Then I actually realized that everybody wants to change the world in their own special way, and now you have a way to almost prove it, a way to keep it. And when I said like, what if we, I spoke to our team in Spain, and they created the early concepts on the trees, and I showed it to William, and I and also to Ali, and they almost cried. They almost cried because it's you normally you can only see these trees in Africa, or you can only see these trees in a picture, a 2D image. But the fact that you can, let's say, enter a Kaloscope space, you can look around this digital tree, you can take a photo right next to it digitally, and you can bring that also digital tree with you. It's almost like there's a bit of there's a bit of attachment to it, you know, and then especially if it was like registered to an NFT that you own this digital collectible, but then it's tied up to a sustainable cause. And that way, and I started to realize that actually, I don't know if you guys in the chat would agree. Would you be interested, in being part of potentially saving the world in your own little way? And the best way you can do that is just by contributing something small, and then you have a like almost like a digital proof that you can keep, that you can utilize. And that's really where the concept is. And for this NF trees, it's not just we had other offers for other projects that we could have worked on too, but the idea of impact to start was we feel like that it was going to be the best way for us to begin, because it starts with something you care about, which is a problem right now. I'm not sure if some of you follow the I forgot, the C26 sort of summit with all these global leaders talking about the climate change and all this stuff. You know, it's just to me, it's just a lot of bull, and it's just a lot of just a lot of talking. There's not a lot of like doing. And at least with this project, we can contribute. Then to this ecosystem. The ecosystem will then help fund to plant some trees in areas in like Sahel, in Burkina Faso, and other places in Africa. And then to me, like, what if, right? What if you can contribute? Now you got that digital tree. What if one day, when the pandemic is over, you can go and visit it? And that's what drops. That's
Yeah,
when you feel.
I really like the project, Kirk, because it it creates, like, it brings the digital um, world into the utility. It brings it to the real world, and you're able to make a positive impact with your NFT. And you're gonna. And the amazing thing about this project and Kaloscope is not only you will have utility with the real world, but also with your own NFT, as Kay mentioned, you will be able to do other things that will make it have more value. So what I really like Kaloscope is that they cover all the all the parts that everybody will wish to make an impact and also enjoy their NFTs. And I see here that we have Cherry. He's part of our team. He's the head of partnerships. Cherry, do you want to say something?
Hi guys, how's it going?
What's up, Cherry?
My brother, I'm handsome, my brother. I'm living life.
Hi,
I
Cherry.
love this
You know
guy.
what I
This
mean?
guy's about to crack you guys up.
He's hilarious.
This is like the personality of our team. Like anytime Cherry opens his mouth, I have a big smile on my face behind the mask.
It's all love, my guys. I see there's a lot of people here. Okay, you guys are killing it. I just want to say hi. We're trying to make something beautiful happen, and it's a lot of positive energy already, and yeah, it's all good. I'd like to listen to you guys more. I just woke up, so I don't want to like interrupt this conversation. But yeah, it's all good. Continue, guys.
No,
Thank you.
tell them. We just want them to know about you, bro. Like we know who the legendary Cherry is. I want them to know, man. Tell them about your parties with Logan Paul, man. Like tell them who Cherry is, man.
Cherry, who is Cherry? Cherry is the co-founder of Kaloscope, obviously. But I party for a living, my brother. That's what I actually do. And now we're getting into sustainability. A lot of beautiful projects are coming out through Kaloscope. We're getting into Metaverse. We actually did a amazing meeting yesterday. I mean, I'm still in Dubai. We had a we had a very interesting meeting yesterday, and we signed the deal. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but that is one of the very big deals that we actually signed yesterday. So that is going to be very interesting as an add-on for Kaloscope again. Yeah, it's good. It's all going to be good. What do I do? Um, I live life and let people live life with us. That's what I do. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's awesome, man.
Yes,
Cherry
sir.
Cherry has some really cool stories, man. He's gonna say him some. He's gonna say him one day.
Yes, sir. Take over, guys.
All
Thank
right,
you,
Cherry.
Cherry.
Hey, thanks for saying hi, man.
Thank you, guys.
So we're gonna talk next about the Kalos Pass. I know we have given you a lot of information, but please listen to this because this is how you can get involved and start from the beginning. So Hera's gonna go over the passes. They're free passes. So Hera will give you more details.
Okay. So we're gonna have diamond and gold passes. I'm gonna go over the some of the perks and benefits of the diamond pass. There's gonna be 500 passes given out globally. There will be more opportunities to get a diamond pass, like giveaways and other opportunities. Um, with the diamond pass, there will be an AR link attached, so you can see your diamond pass in AR and play around with it. You will potentially be invited to exclusive. No, actually, you're going to be invited to an exclusive group within the Discord, which is the Diamond channel. Some of you are already in it, and if you are in it, your name will be blue. So you will have a role assigned to you, which is the Diamond, and it's going to be blue. You will be invited to our beta preview on Sunday, so stay tuned for more information. Potential live parties and meetups in the future. Priority when it comes to whitelisting, early beta access to the app, and then so much more will be revealed in the future. Now, for the Gold Pass, it's going to be very similar to the Diamond Pass. It's going to be limited to 10,000 globally, raffled opportunity when it comes to whitelisting, and also early beta access to the app. And there's also another opportunity to unlock a diamond. And I want to give a shout out to Enon Tor for doing a NFT of Kirk. And so I'm going to let Kirk take over on this unlocking of a diamond with his NFT.
Yeah. Honor man, I love your little rendition of me. I thought it was like it took you like 5 minutes to create it. I was like, that's crazy, man. Love it.
Did you see
Well
the
done.
suit he gave you too, bro?
Well, the suit was just like I got that suit last year as a Christmas gift to myself, just so I can, you know, get something nice. But during the pandemic, there's no events. There's no way to wear the suit. And then I guess the suit was just like in the closet for all this time until I can release it for the expo. And that's really the story. That's how it came about.
I
But
love that suit, man. I like what Kay calls it. He calls it the hot chicken wing suit.
Chicken. The
I love it,
KFC.
bro. I would
We call
sport
it.
that with my helmet, dude. That's how cool of a suit it is.
No, when I bought the suit, there's a small tag that comes along with it. It's called the Phoenix, and there was two of them. One was the blue Phoenix, one was the red one. I picked the red one because that was the only one I could afford at that time. But yeah, I only wore it like twice.
Or in your terms, I would call it the Moltres, like Pokemon.
That is the Moltres actually, but you know, whichever you like. But yeah, guys. So on a tour, he basically created an NFT for me, and I said, for those who would like to purchase and support his work, I said like, I'll throw in some diamond passes, which will be much easier. I think they're like $50, and you can go purchase it on OpenSea. It'll be at least you're guaranteed, and there's only like a few left. And yeah, there's so many opportunities for this diamond pass, and as Hello K would tell you, this is our Todd. So if I were you, get it now, or probably grab it from somebody else. But there's a number of other opportunities to get it if you don't get it. And yeah, I mean, you guys are very, very early when it comes to this type of project. This is like for us, it's about the journey. It's not just about the money is for Cherry will tell you money is just a way to keep score. For us, it's about the impact. It's about living life. It's about creating these opportunities not just in the metaverse, but to also reward ourselves in the real world. To own something and then to benefit something in the real world, and that's really where Kaloscope comes in. But yeah, Athena, do you want to take over?
Yes. So before we open the floor for questions, we had some questions in our social media. We have an Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. So make sure you follow us. We're going to be doing giveaways for the diamond passes, and the gold passes are still open. So we have a question that came from Instagram from OM Dog. Sorry if I mispronounced that. He said, "Hey there, Kaloscope team. I've been keeping an eye on y'all's project for a little while. I was just wondering if there was more resources I could look into about Kaloscope. I've been wanting to evolve myself to the best of my ability, but just don't know where to start." Kirk or Kay, do you guys want to answer that?
Yeah, just I'll start, Kate, and add on. But so at the moment we're just finalizing our roadmaps. So and also the assets that we can actually showcase onto the website. So the website should be available, soon. It will be released sometime this year, but hashtag soon. It'll be updated as we go along. But it'll start with that. You'll have a website. If you stay closely into our Discord, that's where most of the community is active. And if you follow us on Twitter, we'll be announcing some stuff. So but over time we'll be releasing some stuff. You see, we don't want to release information that we have solidified yet. And Kay will tell you um, ahead. Like, but yeah, you'll have a website coming soon.
Kay, is there something you want to add?
Yeah. For those who kind of do want to follow, I guess, periodic announcements. So we have a Telegram channel, which is just purely announcements. So we do post stuff in there. Twitter, I'd say, is actually probably the best place for announcements, since the Twitter is the most kind of like active in that respect. But we do have a Medium page, and on the Medium page, that's where we have like the full kind of articles, which are kind of pretty much a one-stop shop for essentially learning about a certain aspect of the project. So if you just want a full overview of the project, we have a Medium article on that, with links showing different aspects of the project. There's a Medium article about all of the current co-founders as well, so you can learn more about their backgrounds, kind of like what they've done, what they're doing in the project. So yeah, the Medium page is kind of like where we're going to be doing like the full kind of articles to give someone new to the project a kind of overview of a certain aspect. Whereas I'd say the Twitter, and to a lesser extent the Telegram, that's more for kind of, periodic announcements, and then for like full-on discussion, like live discussion, then it's best to join the Discord server. So the Discord server, they have different channels within there to discuss various different aspects. I mean, there's even like a casual VeVe chat channel in there. So definitely join the Discord server. So all of those links are kind of available I believe they're in the description of the Twitter page anyway. It's quite easy to find. Actually, they're on the kind of footer of the Medium articles as well, all of the socials. So yeah, I think probably someone may have like just shared the socials within this AMA. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's quite easy to find information. But again, yeah, like I said, you guys are so early that we don't even have the fully complete website yet. The roadmap isn't out yet. Like, this is probably as early as you could ever be. We haven't even started marketing yet, which we will do. And just on the marketing side, so people just with how significant this is, our first partner is the World Economic Forum. They have a reach of 20 million users. And on top of that, like, that's 20 million kind of like, normal users. On top of that, they have a reach of 3,000 different institutions. These 3,000 institutions, they all care about their CSR and ESG. So for those who aren't aware, CSR is corporate social responsibility. So they're basically looking for a way to invest and support green projects. And we're basically, our first drop is basically, linked to the largest carbon capture project in the world. So you would be owning, an NFT linked to the largest carbon like, you can't get bigger than that. And so, I can't stress enough just how significant it is. So yeah, there's going to be more information coming out, on that respect as well, and that will most likely be via another Medium article. But obviously, as things develop, I'm sure there'll be more kind of Twitter announcements. Like recently, there's no Medium article about it, but some of you guys may have seen the purple tree. And I did get interest with like how you obtain it. It won't be obtainable in the normal way. You won't just be able to go and buy it. That's not how it's going to work. The exact mechanic, I spoke a little bit about how you craft certain things using tokens. So you'll just have to wait and see. But again, that in itself is going to be quite rare. So all of that information, we will most likely kind of wrap up in a comprehensive Medium article.
Thank you, Kay. And for so you guys can know our Medium link, I pin it in the space. It's the first pinned tweet. So if you scroll to the right.
Hey, Athena. Hey, before we go to more questions, hey Kirk, can you give them an update? Because they've been asking me. So you're probably gonna get the question. They've been asking me a ton. Do we have an update when the passes will be delivered? All the Diamond Pass holders.
Yeah, at the moment we're just we're trying to onboard the minting of this. So I mean, Kay can tell you, but yeah, no, just wait. It'll come in. It will come soon, but we're just facing some technical issues. So maybe within the next 2 weeks, hopefully. But like, don't pin my word for it. But again, the benefits of the passes are already on board. The moment you are part of it, you're part of the community. That's where it starts. And when the passes are ready to be given out, we'll let you know, and then we'll have a campaign on top of that too. So don't worry. I mean, the first thing you guys should be looking forward to is the demo on Sunday. So the Diamond Pass holders, you get to experience, what we created, in these past few months. To ask questions, the possibilities, and what are the ways to, like again, Kale and Hera, Athena, and the rest will tell you that it's about the experience. You can have the collectible, you can have the NFT, but it's just going to be sitting in your wallet anyway. And you can play around with it AR, but you're probably going to use it for once. It's all about the utility behind the NFT that's more valuable than the NFT itself, isn't it?
Thank you, Kirk. And as you heard, like we're really really early, so just make sure you get your spot for the passes, and the rest will come. Hashtag patience. So now let's have Luis. Thank you for waiting. Tell us your question.
Well, thank you guys for bringing me up. Well,
¿Qué onda, Luis?
¿qué onda, hermano? ¿Cómo estás? First of all, well, so many new faces here. Kay, I love your videos, your YouTube content. I have to say it. I'm always prepared for the spaces, Spanish spaces for VeVe about your videos, and I love that all your content. Offshore, my good friend. This is the Comic Way Dozer, Athena too, Crypto Baby, Omi Goddess too. They are good friends and so many faces, and truly honored to be the first question of the night. And first of all, I want to congratulate the Kaloscope team and personally Captain Kirk for the vision and materializing this idea. An NFT within an NFT and multi metaverses, these are very advanced concepts, and this makes me think that this is going to be huge. This is going to be massive. And well, this is like an obvious question, but uh, I'm gonna ask it anyway. When the rooms are already in the app, within the Kaloscope app, that it's going to be released. Um, can we display NFT for the layer 2 of Ethereum? We know that there are projects like Immutable X and other side chains that they are creating these NFTs layers 2 without gasless and all of that conceives. Can we display this Ethereum 2 layers NFTs in these showrooms that we are going to create in Kaloscope?
Yeah, so I can just start off with that and then pass it along to Kirk. But yeah, the general idea is so yes, that's how it should work. So essentially, you have your own private wallet. Just like you would connect to, let's say, any other site that you share your wallet data with. So Uniswap or any website that basically allows you to connect your wallet. Kaloscope again would work in a similar way. You could then display which assets you have, i.e., which NFTs your wallet holds, and as many who are into the technical side of NFTs, they know that each NFT, it has its it has like a pointer, it has a chain of transactions attached to it, it has ownership, and it also has a link to a digital asset file, usually stored in a decentralized way via IPFS, and accessing that file, once we can do that, which well, we can do that, but hypothetically, when you have access to that file, it basically all comes down to how you display it. So we would essentially take the asset and then allow a user to then display it in their showroom, based on which unique asset it is. We could kind of pin it in the showroom somewhere. Essentially, all digital spaces, they work via an X, Y, and Z axis, or X, Y, and Z, depending on where you are in the world, how you want to pronounce that letter. And then they would save that coordinate, and map it to that digital asset. And then when you log in, that asset then gets replaced in that saved coordinate. That's essentially how these kind of like showrooms and things work. So yeah, once a user connects up their wallet, depending on whatever chain it is, Polygon, for example, yes, the user can then share the digital assets. You would then have access to all of the different asset files attached to those assets, and then you would be able to place them in your showroom. That's essentially the crux of how it all works.
Well, thank you, Kay, for just displaying all this knowledge. I know it's a little bit hard, but you make the technical questions so many easy for me to understand, and appreciate that. And just a quick question to Captain Kirk: if you live in Spain, can you talk Spanish, bro?
No bueno, my friend. Unfortunately, not. Like literally.
Hey, Luis, he has me to translate for him, bro.
Yeah, he's my translator. But I mean, the thing is, in the Philippines, we've been invaded by the Spanish for like
Yeah,
333 years.
I knew that in
Yeah.
Philippines they talk a little bit Spanish, and they got like some words in Spanish too. But thank you for passing me the mic, my friends. I'm gonna stick around, and for sure you get a good fan here, and this is going to be very exciting.
Thank you, Luis.
Good to have you, Luis.
Thank you, Luis.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. So now let's go to Doctor of Stuff, and after him, we will go to X Force.
Okay, hey, thanks so much, Crypto Baby, or I guess Athena now. But yeah, first of all, a huge shout out. I see a lot of VV peeps here. You got the Comic Way and Hello K and Omi Goddess, and yeah. Anyways, you have a lot of pull, and you pulled a lot of VV community in here. I just had, I guess, a couple of questions along the tokenomics. K, you had said so. I'm a part of a couple crypto venture capitalist groups, and they typically help launch projects in the tokens. I know that you had said I missed a little bit of the very beginning where you were talking about some of the people, but I might be able to hook you guys up if needed, right? With some of these groups, and at least have a conversation as you guys are going. You get further along in the process. I mean, typically, these projects that they'll meet up with will have pitch decks and things. And I'm very fascinated with this project. It sounds really exciting. So I don't know who I would talk to about that, or yeah, how I could try to connect you to.
Yeah, so basically, we have a kind of so within the co-founder article, there's someone named Daniel Kim. He's not available today. He's in New York. He was attending some big kind of like expo there. But basically, he kind of manages that side, so he's like the very best person to connect you with. So I think maybe maybe Kurt can connect you directly with him. So yeah, he's we have like an advisor that we've brought on who kind of is kind of essentially does that as well. They're bridging us with some venture capitalists, helping us kind of raise capital privately as well. But yeah, that's actually that's actually a really good link to have. So yeah, definitely we'll keep in touch, and we'll connect you to Daniel as well. So you guys can also kind of discuss, the IDO side of things.
Yeah, that'd be great. Sounds good. Thanks so much. And this project is really exciting. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity and inviting us here to listen to it. It's awesome.
Oh,
Thank
no
you,
problem.
Dr.
Thank you.
Stuff.
Thank you.
X Force, what's your question?
Hello. Well, thank you for allowing me to ask a question. I have two questions. So, first question is, do you guys plan on making this project multi-chain operable, or would it just be for an Ethereum NFTs?
Yeah, so basically, yes, it is a multi-chain. So essentially, whatever the chain is, you can connect your wallet, and all NFTs are essentially at the heart of it. They're pretty much identical. Like I said earlier, there's a pointer to an asset file. As long as we have access to the asset file, we can display your NFT. Now, in certain cases, I'll use VeVe as an example. There are other platforms. They may kind of restrict how much of the asset file we can have access to. So rather than having access to the full kind of 3D digital asset, you may only have access to, a 2D version of it, which is fine. That's partly why with Kaloscope we have all these ways to kind of augment an NFT. So, putting a frame around a 2D one, for example. You guys may have seen it in the teaser already. There was like a $56,000 NFT that our CTO purchased, and we basically were able to kind of augment it by putting a wooden frame around it and then placing that in, AR. So yes, multi-chain is a thing.
All right, thank you. Second question is, when we connect our wallet, do the NFTs leave your wallet to be displayed on the showrooms, or is it just an image of the NFT and your NFT remains, like the actual token remains in your wallet? Like, for example, let's say MetaMask.
Yes, so basically, essentially the way it works is when you connect your wallet to like a swap to a site like Uniswap or to a site to stake your tokens, all of that stuff, everything in your wallet stays with you. What you're essentially doing is you're connecting and you're enabling access to view what's inside your wallet. You're not actually giving away what's inside your wallet. And with Kaloscope, it's the same thing for a couple of reasons. The main reason being, if we somehow took access of your assets in order to display things in Kaloscope, then that causes a lot of compliance issues. That causes issues with being custodians of your digital assets. There's a lot of kind of basically a lot of red tape around that. It's a lot easier and a lot simpler, and also it's the crux of crypto as well. We want users to essentially retain full ownership of their assets. We don't want to kind of get involved with, managing your assets on your behalf, in 99% of cases. So no, what would happen is, yes, you have full ownership of your assets, but what you're doing is you're providing us permission to view your assets and to view the the digital files are linked to those assets, and then display them. And then when you display them, yes, you could have an account that basically you log in with, and that account, all of the metadata of where you place those NFTs, the order of your showrooms, all of that stuff, that's kind of like retained with your account. But the assets themselves, that never leaves your MetaMask or Trust wallet. That always belongs to you.
I just want to add in as well. I just want to add into that too. One of the projects, just a little bit of a nugget. So our CTO Christian is an absolute genius, and so he's working on some other projects as well. One of which is an NFT market cap, which will display some of the pricing of different digital assets all throughout different chains. And hopefully at some point we can also link that data on towards Kaloscope. So not only you will have projection of your NFT, but hopefully as well to showcase the actual data, metadata attached to it. Because the real idea of NFTs is really, it's the idea of ownership. You want to show people that you own it, and it's just a projection. So a projection of your NFT, and then to showcase that you are the owner of that NFT, both in AR, VR format. That's really where it lies. So but yeah, that's really it.
All right, thank you very much. Just had some questions based on security. Because some of these NFTs can be very, very valuable, and just want to know security pretty much, and make sure that it's safe to connect your wallet and display what you have, and not make yourself a target.
That was a great question, X-Force. Do you have something to add, Kay?
Yeah, I was going to say, so basically, we do have, advisors within blockchain who, have built out platforms in the past. But just to ensure, full confidence, we are going to be going and getting audited by organizations such as CertIc. When you're CertIc audited, they basically ensure that, all of your code base, it's all kind of like compliant. There aren't any kind of potential exploits. And that audit file, that always gets made publicly available. So anyone can kind of look at it. So, we're attempting to do everything the correct way, which is partly why, our development is slower. We're just ensuring we cover ourselves in all bases because, again, we want to ensure that a project like this sticks around. And, when you've got the World Economic Forum as like, your first kind of public partner, their reputation is kind of now linked to ours as well. So, just as our users expect, the project to be successful, they too are also expecting the project to be successful. And, by extension, the 3,000 or so institutions linked to them are also expecting it to be successful because, these institutions, they're always looking for new ways to kind of improve their CSR, to improve in kind of sustainability. And, we, as NFT collectors, pretty much everyone within the NFT space right now, for the most part, they're normal retail investors. They're, regular users such as myself and yourself. We kind of want to, act as that bridge to kind of onboard these institutions into NFTs. And our value proposition is, our first drop is linked to the largest carbon capture project in the world. So we want to enable, these institutions as a way to, contribute to something that's meaningful for themselves as well. So yeah, overall, we kind of have a responsibility to ensure that there is a high level of security, but we'll go about it the right way. We'll ensure that, all of our audits are made publicly available just for that kind of investor confidence.
And the audits will be posted on Medium, or where do you guys plan to post those audits?
So the audits, they're going to be available in. So again, like we said, we're so early that the website isn't like fully developed yet, but they'll be available in a subsection on the website. But we will also share the audits live on the Telegram announcements, Twitter, and I think we may even just kind of have it as an attachment within the Discord server as well. So it'll be kind of like across all socials as that develops.
Got it. And I guess just one last question. Do you guys plan making the app Oculus compatible?
Yes. So basically, this again goes back to, the people we're working with, the advisors. Like we have, a very capable blockchain engineer, as well as, we're also working with a AAA game studio. It's quite a the clients they work with are very, very well-known names. So we're not going to reveal the name of the game studio, but they're basically developing the app with us. And yes, we're ensuring that, like common SDKs are used. Basically, everything that allows us to port over to wearables, we're basically kind of taking those measures now, because the aim ultimately is to allow, the app to have kind of wearable capabilities as well. That is the longer term goal. So, whenever a project, whenever they develop an app and they want it to go, on wearables, this applies to VeVe as well as other kind of projects that use AR, VR. They all use kind of publicly available, let's call them packages. And they're usually developed by Google in most cases. So you would kind of integrate Google's package for the AR, VR capabilities. But, as we see wearables, Google will update the package so that it's compatible with, AR, VR hardware. And because you've integrated Google's package, your app should also, after a bit of configuration, be kind of compatible with wearables as well. That's generally how it works. So when you develop these things, you want to use, a lot of common publicly available packages, so that, you're kind of easily portable to other hardware.
Yeah, X-Force. Hey, I'm a huge Oculus fan, bro. So trust me, I'm bothering these guys and pushing for it, dude.
All right, sounds good. I mean, there's I don't know. I know we all watch Ready Player One, so I think we all want to be there. So.
Oh, totally, man. And that's why that's the vision we all have, and that's what NFTs are, man. They're digital assets. I mean, we've gone from buying in-game items that you only use for one video game to the NFTs that are basically multi-game items, like basically immortal in-game items that you now own as an asset and can own forever.
Right. And
yeah, just to sorry, just to add to that, I completely forgot about this, but this is something that I was going to ask Kirk anyway, because I believe we are using the Google VR SDK. I've worked with that in the past, just for those who have like normal VR headsets. So the ones where you can kind of either slot your phone in and wear it like kind of like the Samsung Gear VR. If you have a Samsung phone, or the kind of like the generic ones where it basically splits your screen in half and then converts the display into like a bifocal display. I'm going to see if we can actually enable that within the app, because it's a fairly straightforward process, just so those who kind of have like VR headsets can kind of get a bit more sort of experience of what a full wearable would look like, just because it's kind of a sort of an out of the box sort of solution. So yeah, we'll see if we can get that integrated into the app as just another option. I think that'll be fun. That's something I want to try out as well.
Yeah, but when they say you guys are early, you guys really are early. This is like the genesis of the project, the beginning of the project. Like, I laugh when people tell me that we're early to VeVe. I'm like, no, you're not. We sell out of hundreds of thousands of comics every couple of weeks.
Seconds, yeah.
Like, everybody's here already. This is legitimately a new project. Like, I felt early on VeVe when you could still buy Todd's in the store, or you could even buy a Donnie in the store. That's when people were early. I mean, this is because I'll tell you right now, when this blows up, people are going to be killing for one of those diamond or gold passes, because later on it's going to be invite only. So, I mean, the people that got in early, they're locked in pretty much and have access to the app.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you guys are bringing, NFTs. You're kind of giving them functionality, because I feel a lot of the NFTs out there, for example, like when you buy like art, there's no much functionality aside from the fact that you own that piece of art, but I would like a place to display my artwork and be able to say, oh yeah, that's my piece. Like a virtual gallery.
It's funny. My introduction to OpenSea, I didn't know anything about OpenSea till people like Nexus started making NFTs of Dozer. So I had to go make an OpenSea account. I had to download a MetaMask, and they're cool as hell. I mean, I'd like to have a badass sci-fi showroom where I can actually display these cool Dozer NFTs that were made for me. I mean, I actually want to sit around and when people come over, they'll see like a Dozer portrait like that's in my room, and you're clearly in Dozer's domain, and it just gives people that personality, like a personal feeling that you can't get added in like a showroom like VeVe. I mean, a lot of these OpenSea, like, I have really cool OpenSea NFTs that are worth a good chunk of money, and like every time I show them to my friend, they just see like a portrait. They see like a portrait of like a monster or like a warrior, but there's no cool way to display it. When I show them my VeVe stuff, it's badass because they see it inside a display room. They see it next to other things. They're like, dude, that's really cool. It looks like a video game. I'm like, yeah, it is a video game. I can't do that with my OpenSea MetaMask. And I have some,
2D.
Yeah, exactly. I have some badass NFTs on my MetaMask that I want to show them in the same fashion.
Right.
So what cooler fashion for a showroom that's NFT in itself? It's limited. Like, I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna go nuts when I own and the NFT showroom of Dozer that's like limited to like 100. So I mean, that's the type of stuff that I'm excited about.
Are you familiar?
Dozer Dome.
Are you familiar with
export?
Just last question.
So sorry to
Yeah, go for it. First.
Are you familiar with the Red Fox Vaults or their showroom, where you're gonna be able to pretty much design your own area, add music, have parties, and sell tickets, and have like all the showrooms and stuff? It's kind of similar.
Yeah, the difference with this is this will be directly from your phone, and the showrooms themselves are NFTs.
Correct.
That's a huge difference.
That's what I like.
Yeah, the other one is just like Terra Virtua. It's
Correct.
the same showroom that everybody else is gonna have. It's almost the same access that everybody has here. Me as a collector, it's the exclusivity of it. Like, I love my secret rare comic books on VeVe due to the exclusivity of
Right.
it. Okay, people love Bored Apes due to the exclusivity of it. I love certain really expensive NFTs that I have on OpenSea due to the fact that they're exclusive, they're limited. Like what makes stuff limited, everything is supply and demand. When you have something, us humans, we naturally are drawn to stuff we can't have. It's in our nature. So that's why you can't overprint stuff. Like you could have the coolest comic, but if you overprinted it to 1 million copies, I'm not gonna treasure it as much because everyone has one, and what everybody has, no one appreciates. That's why for example, that box that was sent to me and to Kay for the VeVe influencers. I mean, I treasure it because there's only like 30 of them. Of course, I treasure that. If they would send that to every single person that had a VeVe account, there would be nothing special about that box that I got.
Right. All right. Well, thank you. I know I said 2 questions and 10, 20 minutes later, here we are.
No worries, man. Hey, and I want more questions, fam. You guys bombard me with questions when I'm in spaces. So this is your chance to shoot us with whatever you got.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, X-Force. And we have one last question from Al Crypto King.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, is the pass already ready to buy? I'm sorry, I got here late. Like, I just see like that, like you guys have some stuff pinned on the top, and I just didn't know if it was for the pass, like if I could buy the pass already.
The passes are go ahead, Kirk.
Yeah. Apparently my NFTs are sold out, so the diamond pass is gone already. But you can still grab the gold pass and still. I think there's one of the pinned posts should be grabbing one of the gold passes. We're giving away 10,000 of them for free, and once the 10,000s have been onboarded, then that's when we start working to mint them and distribute them. So I mean, we purposely made it like a relatively big number early on, but again, we'll be working together with certain influencers, within the community to help distribute as well. And and there are also possibilities of earning them, just by participating in our Discord server. So the more active you become, the potential will award you guys, with this exclusivities. But again, just check out our. I think that the thing that you just put at the post, right? You pinned the post.
Yes.
Cool.
And more diamond passes will be given away in giveaways. So I mean, your chance. I'm telling you, you guys that did get a diamond pass, you guys are lucky. You guys that are get the gold ones are lucky too. But I mean, more diamond passes will be given away, giveaways. I mean, your favorite comic book guru Dozer is gonna be giving a couple away. So just FY, follow me and look for those updates because I will be doing some giveaways for those.
Yes, turn on your notifications. Hey, Omi Kenobi.
Hey, what up, y'all? Hey, check one. Hey, the reason why I love the VeVe. What? Hey, I'm sorry. I'll talk more calm. I know.
No. I don't know what happened.
Hey, check
I don't
it
know
out.
what happened.
Nah, I get it. I'll be too loud.
So
Man. I'm
sorry,
sorry.
Kenobi. It wasn't me.
No. Hey, check it out though.
I actually accidentally clicked mute. Kenobi, knock yourself out, man. Go crazy, bro.
No. So I love the VeVe app because it's user friendly. Now, when you guys talk about these passes and it getting minted, is there gonna be like a way, like you guys have like a tutorial for like people like me that?
Oh, totally, bro. I mean, we're still testing the app. I mean, I'm already looking at the app. I mean, the app is, like I said, it's literally still in like the genesis stage, at the beginning stages. Once you start it, if you have a pass, if you're one of those lucky few that has a diamond pass or gold pass, I mean, you're going to be learning the app with everyone else. I mean, like I told you, I mean, you guys are free to message me or any of the team members. We'll help you through the app. It's pretty easy to navigate. I mean, it's good. It's I'm not even kidding. It's like MetaMask, dude. When I I'm not like Kay where like I already knew crypto and NFTs. When I downloaded my MetaMask, it was like the hardest thing. Like I was like, what? Like a freaking $100 gas fee? What is this? Like what? Like I gotta like copy paste. It's not gonna be like that. I mean, the functionality of the Kaloscope app is just as simple as the VeVe app, so it's not hard to learn.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And y'all thought I was gonna be quiet like that? Y'all tripping, man. What up, y'all? What up, everybody in the space? Let's go, man. Let's go.
Yeah, we love Kenobi's energy, man.
What's up, man?
Hey, Kenobi, I can't believe you weren't a Star Wars fan with a name like Kenobi. Like I don't get
I-
it, man.
One does not know the way, but one knows the way. He knows the way. So
Hey, listen, man.
Hey,
I'll be your Jedi mentor, bro. I'll teach you the ways of the forest, dude.
that's what. Hey, man. That's what friends are for, baby. I appreciate it. Hey, thank you guys, man. I can't yell like this no more, man. My voice is shot, bro. I love you guys, man. Thank you.
All right, Kenobi.
All right.
Thank you, Kenobi. And Kirk, do you want to say some final? Oh, somebody came up. Let me see. Crypto guy.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, crypto guy?
Hi, good. Yeah, amazing job. I just wanted a quick question. I just bought one of them NFTs and I'm trying to get the diamond pass. And it's saying I got to email someone or something. Is that true? To get the pass?
Yeah, no, I get the emails anyway, so we're trying to sort this part out. But I think, did you email me already?
Yeah, I sent one over before, but I
Sure,
just
yeah.
didn't know if that's, because it's the first NFT I've ever bought, so
Oh,
should
I
be
see.
happy it's yours.
Oh,
So,
cheers,
yeah.
my brother.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
it's the. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even know how to make my own NFT back in the day. So, like,
Yeah, it's
when
all
I
new
threw it
to
in.
me. It's all new. Crypto's fairly new as it is, so this
Yeah.
NFT stuff's new as well. But I'm just trying to get in pretty early, you see. So,
No worries, my brother. Well, we'll
yeah.
send you. I mean, the best way is just either send me a message or join the Discord group, which is found on the Twitter handle, or you can just email us at the info@kaloscope.io. That's sort of the general email, and I can have somebody just sort you out. You get invited to the private Discord group. Come and join us for the diamond party, which I think oh my god, Hera should talk about a little bit, because I think we've been saving that best for last. But yeah, just
Okay.
message me, and that's all.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks a lot, anyway.
Just to add in terms of distribution of NFTs. So basically, I've been talking to our blockchain developers, and essentially, we asked for your non-custodial Ethereum address. So that means your Ethereum address that's not on an exchange, but like your Ethereum address that you would have via MetaMask. And I suspect some people may have like provided the wrong ones. They may provide the exchange ones, so those will be highlighted when we kind of go to the distribution. And basically, once we have those addresses, it's not too difficult to basically code into the smart contract to essentially distribute passes to those addresses in a randomized fashion. That's how it works, I believe, with most projects anyway. So yeah, if they don't get distributed to you randomly, then there'll be a pretty straightforward process, which will have plenty of kind of easy to follow tutorial steps on how to claim it. But the idea is, we asked for your non-custodial address because it will allow us to essentially airdrop the diamond pass and gold pass to the address.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. And to wrap it up, thank you everyone who came today. Kirk, do you want to say some last words?
Yeah, no, thank you so much, guys, for coming on board. This is our first AMA, of course, and we'll see if we can come up with an AMA for the European side, because it's actually almost 6 in the morning for us here in London, and I'm traveling the world at the moment. I'm flying back to Dubai on the 27th, but yeah, no, thank you so much. There's a lot of love in the community, and that's what's keeping this value. And you have your community managers like Dozer, Hera, Athena, who's been amazing hosts today, and of course Kay for giving us the technical support that we need. So we'll be all very active. If you have any questions, we have it here. The way I think about this is, you might see us as the team or the founding team members of Kaloscope, but you guys in the community, you're also part of the team. Remember that. You might be customers to other people, but you are part of the team too, because the contribution that you put towards the projects that we're going to about to showcase, it's just going to keep blowing you away over time. But yeah, because value holds, and I want to see my diamond hands come out. But yeah, so Hera will be helping us sort of showcase the demos on Sunday. We'll be making that announcement sometime, hopefully sometime today, and we'll send out some sort of private Zoom links for you guys to check out. I'll do it small. It'll be very quick because I know that everyone's waiting for the Disney drop on Sunday too. So it'll be just probably like a 30-minute sort of 45 an hour to presentation of a small of what the Kaloscope app can be about. And yeah, you guys are part of it. Give us your suggestions. Come join the Discord. Brainstorm with us. If there's some feature you'd like to add on, I mean, this is your chance to actually add some, maybe make your mark or make your contribution to maybe something bigger than ourselves. Because for me, building businesses is one thing, but changing people's lives, and that lasts for you, forever. All right, thank you guys.
Just remember, fam, diamond passes for diamond hands.
Um,
Those knows.
I just wanted to say something really quick. Anyone who filled out a diamond form and is not in the diamond channel link on the Discord, just send me a message on Twitter so I can add you. I'm just having trouble with some people who had different names on Discord from Twitter. So if I missed anybody, just send me a message. And I want to thank everybody for joining us.
Yes, thank you, everyone. And well said, Captain Kirk. The FOMO will be real for sure. So thanks, everyone, for joining, and have a good night.